Mm-hmm.
India is now the world's second largest smartphone maker. And you sent this one to me. I was actually kind of surprised it wasn't already when I read this news. It's some new research from Counterpoint, and it's in relationship to volume. So when you talk about a smartphone market, you're talking about how many units are moved. There was a massive increase, 158 million devices shipped in the country. Obviously, a lot of this has to do with population and the number of potential customers coming online. 158 million is a big number. It ain't such a big number. You start talking about population of India. Because what kind of number would you be talking about if you're talking about a population of India?
Like 2 billion?
Are you whispering right now, Will? I mean, we count on you for the facts and the stats. And maybe if you had headphones on, you would have nailed that. I don't know. Because you would have had the earpiece.
Oh, 1.3.
1.339 billion people in India. That leaves only China as the bigger population. That said, if you look at Will's graph right now, you can see India they look to be on a trajectory to pass China and the United States all the way down there, 325 million. So there's a huge volume component to this, and it's not an overall dollar figure of units moved, but instead the number of units total. The brands that occupy the majority of those spots in people's pockets of the 158 million that were shipped, Xiaomi, Oppo, Vivo, and Realme, and they account for 72% of those units. Crazy, Will. It's wild. Those names, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, those names, those numbers, those names, those numbers. Wow. Now, Samsung is still a player. They're still the second largest brand as a whole, but to have 72% of the market occupied by those brand names is indicative of just sort of where the market's going, where you should be investing. This particular article states the importance of the Indian marketplace because of the ability for American companies to interact with it in a way that's impossible in China. It just represents an enormous market. In China, of course, the operating system / app ecosystem that exists being different from the rest of the world keeps certain players out of that market, like Google, Facebook. I guess Amazon is out of that market in China as well. So where do they go for growth? They look towards India because it's plug and play. You go there, this is easy. Here we go. It's all accepted. It's Android. Wonderful. So anyway, big numbers. The numbers could get bigger. The influx of low-cost smartphones has gone a long way towards bringing more people online. An estimate puts the total number of smartphone users in India at 438 million. Okay, that's a lot of people, but you just showed me a number almost 1.4 billion. So what does that tell you, Will? How many you got left over? Quick maths.
It's
You got a Billy.
yeah.
You got a quick Billy.
1.3.
Sure, 1.3 something, but you got close to 1 billion people that are not even a smartphone user yet. So I'm Willie Do. I'm the CEO of Megacorp. And we got a new smartphone coming out. Are you going to take a trip to India? Are you going to Are you going to knock on a few doors?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think you might. Yeah, I think you might, Mr. Megacorp. Anyway, interesting data nonetheless. You can look at the other brands represented in the graph there. You have Xiaomi representing 28%. That's a 5% increase in their market share. Samsung, a 5% decrease in their market share, coming down to 21% of the market. Vivo, 16% total. That gives them a 76% improvement year over year. Realme, oh my goodness gracious. Holy moly. Realme, 10% of the market, up from 3%. A 255% increase in market share. Willie Do, I believe that something's going on there.
They're doing something right.
They're doing something. Then we have Oppo, and then we have others. Interestingly, the others section down. The other section is minus 39% year over year. So what does that tell you? It tells you that the marketplace is shifting towards a group of trusted brands.
They have roots.
That they're going, the Xiaomi, Vivo, Realme situation could be the future of that marketplace. And it's going to be increasingly difficult to dethrone that group. Now, granted, Real Me, they jump out of nowhere, so who knows? Maybe they could be displaced. There's another billion people that have to come online. But it's going to take investment. Real Me being, for example, a brand exclusively targeted at that group of individuals. You see how that works? You pay the attention, you take the trips, you set up the office, you answer some questions. What are you looking for in a phone? You test some things out. You offer incentives that make sense for that particular culture. You got to spend the time, is what I'm trying to get at. That's why Bezos was over there. Bezos, you think he's got a couple $billion bucks? You think he's a busy guy? You think he's got options for what to do on a daily basis? He can go shoot the rocket. He can go play some golf. He can go talk to his lawyer. Or he can hop on a long haul out to India. It ain't easy, right? That's a long flight for a guy who doesn't have to do it. Point is, I'm saying, if you see Bezos pop up in your town, there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
It ain't fun and games. Bezos, he's running a clock. You know, I'm trying to. It's a input-output situation. You're not going to get that time unless there's going to be some output. So he, telling you, pay attention to where he puts himself, his person, on his person. You remember when they say that? The man was found with paraphernalia on his person. Because you are not just your person, Will. You're more than that.